Welcome into my channel. My name is Shannon. I like to go by Firestorm Shan. I'm a fire sign. Hey, it's your turn, Taurus. Happy birthday, by the way. I wanted to go ahead and do your birthday reading. This would be for the 1st of May all the way through the 15th of May. Now, I am a Western astrology tropical reader. I do know that Vedic astrology, it can resonate here as well. If you read in Vedic astrology, basically they just count the degrees backwards 24 degrees. So, for instance, we have a full moon tomorrow night, May the 1st, and it's in Scorpio, which is your opposite sign, right? But in Vedic astrology, they say it's in Libra. Just plug it in as it resonates, okay? So this is going to be for Taurus, and what I did is I pulled your natal chart. I based it off of where I live in Fort Worth, Texas. So, time zones matter a little bit, but I created a map of of where the planets are right now and what houses it's hitting and how this might be affecting you. And then I took a bunch of notes. So we're going to do this first, and then we'll do tarot. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the energies of the way the planets are impacting you at this time as a Taurian. And then we will move on to further communications with tarot. We'll ask questions about how you might feel this, give examples. We might be here for maybe 45 minutes today, or we might be here for less. I don't know, but I do think it's going to be a little longer than a 20-minute reading, just because I took a lot of time to really meditate on your energies. Excuse the boxes and stuff behind me. I'm at work, but it's a rain day, so I decided just to set up shop here and do some readings while we're at it. All right, so let's get into it. So, Taurus, currently you have 3 planets, which is considered a stellium, in your 3rd house. Okay. And you have, this means that these planets are still in Aries too, by the way. So a fire sign. Okay. The planets that are there is Mars, Saturn, and Neptune. Okay. Neptune is a water planet. Mars is a fire. Okay. And then Saturn is earth. The only thing that's missing is air, and really it's not, because it's in your 3rd house, which is Gemini energy. So all of your 4 elements are represented along with spirit, the 5th element. So with that being said, your 3rd house is your house of communication, your mind, and your environment. It could be siblings, and that also can be some traveling in there as well. It is a focus on communication, networking, short trips, like I just said, siblings, and learning. All right. The focus is the Gemini and the Mercury energy, and it governs how you gather and disseminate your energies and your informations that you get. So you're taking in a lot of stuff and gathering information and then figuring out how to process it. So it's the higher mind, okay? Gemini energy is the higher mind. Okay, the action in this house involves social interactions. Mainly, this would involve daily tasks, managing your relationships, and with your neighbors and your local community. Okay, so with that said, the 3rd house, with Mars being in there, you might find yourself taking action or a drive or pursuing some goals or asserting yourself in any of those areas of managing daily tasks, relationships, neighbors, community, siblings, communication, and learning. Okay? Mars is the passionate planet. It brings in desire. It also carries a strong sexual energy around it as well. So there could be some, you know, sexual energies that you might want to explore at this time. With, I was going to say a neighbor, but not a sibling. Forgive me. Um, okay, so with that said, it just gives you this desire to want to go after what you want. Now, Mars is the planet of war, and it's ruled by Scorpio and Aries energy. Okay, so this is about power. Okay, this makes you want to take control over situations and assert yourself. Okay, it also has a lot of anger attached to it, so there could be moments of anger that you could be dealing with, and I have already started to see this happen with some of my Taurians, and I'll tell you why here in just a minute, okay? Because your houses that are being affected are the third, the fourth, and the fifth house. Okay. Now, Neptune is a water planet, and it is also in your third house. And Neptune rules spiritualism, mysticism, intuitions, dreams, psychics. It is about creativity, music, art, poetry, illusions, imaginations, and things like that. It is the ocean. It is emotional depth. And in the tarot, the card associated with Neptune is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is a position of a person that has been stuck and got themselves tied up in a situation where they feel stuck. And so this is asking you to surrender to a different perspective. Okay. So if whatever you're creating, if you're working in partnership with communications with your neighbors or your siblings, you might need to see their point of view, because especially if you're feeling stubborn, you're a Taurus. Taurus is fixed earth. That means that Taurus energy is slow moving energy, but because it wants to take the time to build something lasting, okay, structure wise. But you have Neptune in there giving you ideas, dreams, visions. Your intuition should be heightened at this time. You might decide to take a completely different path, is what I just heard. Okay. Now, you also have Saturn in your third house. Okay. This is the planet of structure. It is a fellow earth sign as well. So you're in a trine with them, a trine with this energy. And this is going to have you take a look at having discipline and structure and looking at long-term goals. All right. It is also having you take a look at where you need to have healthier boundaries. And it also causes delays on purpose so that we can mature. So we don't rush into things. Now, with this energy of the third house, it is Gemini energy, and that is the air signs. Air signs are the fastest moving energy. So Saturn is here to keep you from doing anything really impulsive and rushing through and rushing, just rush, rush, rush. Because the Lord of Karma is also associated with this. So whatever you put out there comes back eventually. And so you don't want to do anything impulsive. You want to make sure that you're mature enough to be able to handle whatever it is that you're developing at this time. Maturity comes in levels. We're not just born mature, we have to grow into that through life lessons. And Saturn brings life lessons. But what happens is when you pass Saturn's tests, which means you have good boundaries, you're looking at being responsible, you're using good discipline, and you're looking at long-term goals, then Saturn tends to leave a gifty. And that might look different for each and every one of you. Okay, but it does ask you to step into a position of authority, and it is a little bit traditional as well. And with you being a Taurus, Hierophant is also your card in the tarot, and that's all about structure. It's about discipline. It's about commitments, partnerships as well. Marriage cards are in there as well. But traditional values. It's the Pope in the tarot. So religion, power, authority, hierarchy, um, you know, government, big government. Okay. So those are the stellium of the three planets that are in your third house of communication, mind, and environment. So wrapping it all up in a nutshell, you're going to be inspired to take some action, but also Saturn's going to hold you back a little bit so that you're mature. This might frustrate you a little bit, maybe not. Depends on your other placements, because I'm talking to the sun and the sun Tauruses. Now, I don't want to isolate anybody because this can resonate to all placements of Taurus, but it matters of what house it's in. So I did a general Taurus for the collective of Taurians, but as an individual, this might look a little bit different for each and every one of you, but it's just a nutshell for the whole group of you. Okay. Okay. With that said, we're going to move on to the fourth house. You have three things going on there as well. Another stellium. You have Mercury, which is communication. You have Chiron, and you have the sun in there. Now, Let me take a look at something really quick because I thought that that was Neptune, but it's not. It's Mercury. Mercury's all about communication. Okay. So, um, it's the magician card in the tarot. So it's a moment of manifesting. You know what I'm saying? It's time to manifest something in the home. Now, it is in the fourth house, which has got to do with your foundations, your emotions, and your home. It's also the mother in the tarot. Going back to what we were saying earlier about Saturn and that kind of energy, that's kind of father energy. So now we're talking about the feminine energy of the fourth house. Okay. This is about your core self, your life purpose, your conscious mind, and your vitality. And this is also where your ego lies, is right here at this time. So a big focus on the home, and there could be a lot of communications going on in the home at this time, but it's wrapped around Chiron, and this is the wound. So this could be childhood wounds. This could just be wounds in general. For a Taurus, the Chiron placement, it deals with your self-worth and your security and your stability. And there could have been a wound there in your past that you need to heal with because the Chiron wounder is a healer, but it symbolizes the vulnerability and insecurities that we carry as human beings, but also alongside with the capacity to heal ourselves and others, right? Now, this is something I learned today and I didn't realize it. You have a Chiron return when you turn 50 to 52 years old. And that is where your soul is being called back. So it's called a soul calling. And this wants you to take a look at some things, okay, in your life, your self-worth, and they want you to heal that, become more, I am worthy of having nice things. I am worthy of having stability in my life. It's kind of like that sort of thing for the Tauruses that I've studied and researched. Okay. And then the sun is there, of course, and that's just, we already talked about that. That's just you as an individual, your conscious mind, your vitality, your core self, and your ego. But we could be doing some ego healing here as well. Okay. But expect a lot of fast communication coming in, and you do have the ability to manifest this healing at depending on where you are on your timeline. Say, I don't know how old you are. If you're 18 years old, because this is the 18 and up channel, that might not mean too much to you yet, but just know that you're maturing, you're going through a process of healing, and there will come a time when you will be able to stand in your authentic self, if I could speak, please, and heal that childhood wound. Okay, now moving on to the fifth house. Fifth house is Leo energy. Woohoo, babies! This is about joy, creativity, and romance. It's focused on children, your romantic pursuits, your artistic expressions, your creativity, and your investments. This is the Leo sun-like house of fun. Might, might make you feel like taking some risks as well and showcasing your talents. Okay. Leos are meant to be seen. They like to perform. There are a lot of musicians and artists and actors. You might be into that thing too. But yeah, it's like Venus is there. So Venus is the planet of love and beauty, money and pleasure, relationships, and how we attract and value harmony in our life. It's very sensual but logical and makes you feel very appreciative of what you do have and the luxuries that you currently and the stability that you currently have. It also brings forth our childlike aspects. So here we go. We're talking about that Chiron wound in the home with the mother. And then we're going in and we're talking about this childlike self-love of Venus. That is the Empress in the Tarot. And she is a good example of being a good mom. Okay, she's balanced. She's all four queens in the Tarot in one. So she's got all the tools that she needs. She's mature, she's loving, she's kind, she's stable, she's beautiful. And so all of that kind of energy together is showing me a bigger picture here of a big time opportunity for you to step into a brand new timeline of joy and happiness and releasing any kind of resentments about the home. But there is a conversation that needs to be had. Okay. And with Saturn here, in your third house, again, that's father and mother. So this can be just parents in general. Okay. Take it as it resonates. Okay. All right. So together, these three houses move us from learning to connecting to understanding our roots, right? And to finally shining our unique light. Amen. Isn't that good? Okay. So I'm going to post a picture of the map of where the planets are right now for you. I'll do it in the when I post and upload, it'll be your cover picture. Okay. So let's go ahead and do some tarot, folks. We're at 15 minutes, so we're not going to be 45 minutes. That wasn't too bad. I did better than I thought I would. I was worried. Okay. Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. That's that Leo energy. Fifth house. So this is a divine feminine energy. Masculine or feminine doesn't matter. It's a picture of a woman. So I like there is a king of wands in there too. So for me, they always want to say in tarot, gender's neutral because we have masculine and feminine both inside of us. But obviously, I'm a woman, but I'm a Leo, so I have masculine energy. Leos are masculine. Does that make sense? Okay, so Queen of Wands. This is you getting passioned up. Okay, Venus in your fourth house. The Venus in the fourth house is doing like some beauty regimes as well, making your home look beautiful, making sure you feel good and sexy and inspired, confident. Okay. So you could be doing some makeovers in the home as well. Okay. Now, split the deck. We have the Six of Cups, and we're talking about nostalgia, the past, and childhood. These are children. Okay. Siblings. We're talking about the fourth house siblings. I'm sorry, the third house. Forgive me. You have that stellium of planets in there. You could have that conversation with a sister or a brother about the past. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get you some tarot. Shuffle for the Taurians. What do they need to know? How would you like me to do this, Spirit? You want me to talk about the third house first, okay? Where you have this push and pull, like something pulling you back, but you want to take action. Something holding you still on something you want to take action towards, okay? And then you had Neptune there, where there's a sense of spirituality and mysticism as well, okay? The Hanged Man in the Tarot. Remember, there's a perspective that needs to be seen here, so let's find out. Spread for the Tauruses, please. Third house energies. What do they need to know? 3 cards, please. Past. Ooh, yes. Look at this. There you are, Taurus. King of Pentacles, justice. Yeah, you are going to get justice at this time for your stability. Okay, how do I say this? The King of Pentacles is stable. He's the king of stability, the king of finance, you know, takes control. You're doing it. Okay? They're saying you're doing it, okay? And then you have another air sign. This is Libra energy with justice here. You will make just decisions. You are mature. I could be talking to somebody that's over 50 or 52 that's already gone through their Chiron wound return. Um, but this can include legalities as well. Okay. So you could be wanting to maybe sue someone or talk to a lawyer, and you're wanting to do, because if they are affecting your monies or your finances, you might have to take legal actions to protect yourself. I don't know. We haven't got the other cards out yet, but the King of Wands is being crossed by justice. So you deserve whatever it is. But with Saturn there, they're saying hold back. So maybe this has got something to do with some karma. I don't know. Let's see. What's driving this energy, please? The Ten of Pentacles. Yes, this is your legacy. That's that Capricorn Saturn energy. This is looking really good for you, Taurus. It's like you deserved that inheritance. You deserve the legacy. This is long-term thinking. This is, possibly retirement. inheritance, family money. This is awesome. That's that Saturn energy, Capricorn energy. And that's what's driving this energy in your foundation, okay? So, doing what's right and just for your family. So, say you grew up on the breadline. Right now, whoever I'm reading for is not growing up on the breadline. They are making wise decisions and choices to make sure that their legacy continues on forever. Very good. I love it. So, what's in your headspace? Whoa. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. That thing just shot out of the deck. Five of Pentacles is, on the breadline. You remember what it felt like being on the breadline. Some of you guys could have been homeless, right? Or very, very poor or injured, suffered some sort of injury. This is like a father. I mean, it could be a husband and a wife, or it could be a mother and their son. In this picture, it just, or it could be a couple, a married couple. Either way, the masculine's been injured, and the feminine looks concerned, and they're kind of going to the church for help. They need a handout. They need, some support. Maybe go to the Salvation Army, the Red Cross, to your local church. You remember what it felt like to be poor, to be honest. And that's what you're thinking about. So in your foundation, you're like, no, I'm not going to pass that on to my generation, to my grandkids, to my kids, to their kids. There's no way we're breaking this generational curse, is what it feels like, of poverty. That's what it feels like. All right. So what happened in the recent past? Ooh. Recent past, you're pulling the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is water energy. I love it because it's the Holy Spirit here, and it's like a bread and a wafer. It's actually the communion. It's traditional communion because look, there's a wafer, there's a dove, and there's a cup, and it's overfilling. My cup overfloweth. So the universe, God, the Holy Spirit, guides, and angels, they've offered you a cup of love. They showed you what real love really is, what real self-love is, and how loving and kind it is. I'm thinking of a Bible verse, and it actually, I can't remember where it's found. Um, I'm not going to take too much time on it, but it says that you're a wicked person if you don't leave an inheritance to your children. That's what it says. So it's, you did the work. You worked in conjunction with Holy Spirit, which is Mother God. Okay. Father God is the Father, Holy Spirit's mother, Son is Jesus Christ. Okay. That's your Trinity Godhead. And I know a lot of people like to act like the Holy Spirit's not feminine. She is. She's the mother. Okay. So healing that mother wound, you know, in the recent past. This is a recent past. So you did the self-love. You made a commitment to make sure that you are loving and kind as well. And it's just beautiful. Just look at the beautiful rays of sunshine around you. It's just like the hand of God. Oh, there's a yod. There's a yod going on in the planets right now. It's called a yod, and it's actually called the finger of God. Look at that hand. Woo, baby, that's powerful. All right, let's get into the incoming energies, and then we're going to stop. We're just doing a partial Celtic cross here, okay? Your incoming energies for the third house. Your incoming energies for the third house is it's Judgment Day. Oh my goodness, it's karma. It's time for these people to release all of this baggage they've been holding on to. Hear the cry of the trumpet of Archangel Gabriel is here. And sounding the trumpet, sounding the alarm. It's time to release all this karmic past. So that's what's coming in for you in your third house. And again, your third house was about your mind, your environment, and your communication. Okay, so you do need to have good judgment. It is time to release some old baggage. Okay? Um, so yeah, very good. This is called good boundaries as well, using good judgment. You have justice and judgment, and that always means that you have to sometimes make a judgment call for justice sake, and that doesn't always how do I say this? It doesn't always, it's not always fun, but it's right. So it's like making a really difficult choice or decision that needs to be done, and somebody in the picture might not like the judgment call that you're going to make. What is that judgment call you're going to make? I'll give you a clarifier. What's the judgment call that Taurus is going to make? Ooh, the Empress! Taurus! You're going to stand in your beautiful power. You're going to be the example. And this is divine feminine. I don't see, I mean, this could be a mother figure as well, but it's like a mother figure could be getting a judgment call on her as well. Okay? Because the Empress without her Emperor can be a little reckless, a little stressed out if she's doing it all, because they're supposed to be a counterpart. So the Emperor's missing here. And you're seeing, so, someone here was probably a single mom. You were raised by a single mom, is what they're showing me. It's, if not, it's just the mother was the one that is being put under judgment right now. So this does feel like we're healing childhood wounds, and you're deciding that, yeah, I'm going to keep it on the positive. Again, I'll just show you, you do have great love for this Empress. Okay, but the trumpet's being sounded on her. Okay, now Taurus, this is your energy. You are the Empress in the Tarot, and so is Libra. So either one of those two could be, Sagittarius is here. I see Libra, and I see Libra and Taurus. I see Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, which is you. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and close that section of your reading. Take it as it resonates. We're about 26 minutes. We might end up at that 45-minute section. I don't know. Let me throw these back in. And we're going to talk about your fourth house. And maybe that kind of did cover your fourth house because we said what's coming in next. And that's in the fourth house, which is mother, remember? So I said what's coming towards us. Judgment's coming towards the Empress. So we have a wound here and something that needs to be talked about from the past. And it has affected your ego and it's affected you as a person and how your self-worth. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. What does the Taurians need to know about their fourth house? This is their home. Fourth house is home, foundations, and emotions. What do they need to know? Please. Thank you. Fourth house energy for the Taurians, please. All right. We have the Page of Cups. This is Uranus energy. It's a surprise. There's a fish in a cup there. Now, we had that Ace of Cups earlier. You could be having an apology come to you. This is the card of I'm sorry. And this has got to do with water and its emotions. So didn't I just say that? This is your mind, your communications, your emotions. Somebody's going to be sending you an apology, or you might be sending someone an apology. And this is a child, so a mother to a child. Okay. What's crossing this Page of Cups, please? This surprise apology. Ooh, the Page of Swords. See, that wound is going to make you maybe not receive that apology. This is being angry. Now, this is movement. This is a message. This is like, I can't believe, maybe you might not even receive their apology. I don't know. But it is a difficult message of truth. Maybe you're going to just return it with, it's a difficult message of truth. Yeah, I really want to accept your apology, but this is really difficult for me to forgive. It could be something like that too. Forgiveness can be difficult depending on the layer of the wound. Okay. So what's in the foundation that's driving this, please? These are messages as well coming in. Communication, apologies. Okay, in your foundation, you got three cards. Ooh, it's the Emperor. Came out finally. You got two fives, which that's your number. Fives are about change through conflict. And fives come in and they create ideas, but they usually don't ever stay. They always want to bring in change. So the Emperor does want change. And this is in the foundation. This could be you. This is Aries, Taurus energy. I think it is. It's the masculine side of you. You're stepping into that powerful position of authority. And in your foundation, 5-5, which equals to a 10, which is the end. This is self-sabotage. This is manipulation. This is narcissism. This is depression. This is shame, guilt, worry, misery. This is like an argument, and the result of the argument only brings forth frustrations and sadness and depression. So an emperor here could have been dealing with depression or something like that. Wanting to win at all cost is here. The emperor's He's wanting to take control over the situation because it's in your foundation. And isn't that what we said this is about, right? Getting control over your life purpose, getting control over your insecurities, because it is affecting you somehow, maybe, possibly. This person's definitely gone through their Chiron return. So we are healing that wound of narcissism, I'm hearing, manipulation as well, a spirit of manipulation. And that's what's in your foundation. That's what we're looking at. What's in the headspace, please? We're in the fourth house for the headspace for Taurus, please. Somebody's very controlling. Their father figure is very controlling, by the way. Headspace. You have two kind of cards wanting to come out. Okay. All right. So in your headspace, you're angry. See, and that's what I was picking up on with that apology. It's like, you're out of here. This is air energy. And it's like, fast forward, I'm getting the hell out of here. And when it comes with this here, you've got strong Aries energy on the board. This is Aries as well. It's a brand new path. You're like, nope, I'm ready to take off. I'm going on a brand new path. That's what's in your headspace. You're like, nope, I'm fine on my own, pretending he's beside me. I just heard an old Broadway song from when I was in high school. How crazy is that? Yeah, so you're like, I'm out of here. You're pissed. I don't think you're receiving the apology because this emperor was narcissistic. Now, if I'm talking to a cross watcher, plug it in as it resonates, guys, because these are collective open readings. So cross watchers like to watch these too. And this could be who you're dealing with, or this could be you. I don't know. It could be any of us. I think we've all been there before, haven't we, babies? Yes. What happened in the recent past in your fourth house, in your home with mother, home, foundation, emotions, recent past? What happened? All right, we got a flipper. We have the Queen of Wands coming out again. Leo, strong feminine energy there. I'm sorry, that's masculine energy, but it's an air sign. I'm so sorry. It's a fire sign. Why did I say that? Oh, you can tell it's we're 30 minutes in, so I'm getting a little scrambled, but we're almost done. We're almost done. Okay. In the recent past, you had good boundaries. Okay, you found your self-worth. She's a very confident person. Fire sign Leos are typically pretty confident people. They're passionate. They're motivators. They get things done. And they're not really usually easily intimidated. They're the lion. So if you want to make them roar, you can roar. You might have Leo placements, or you could be dealing with a Leo, by the way, or a fire sign. But Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be any of those that you're dealing with in the past, okay? But you're dealing with a feminine fire sign or someone in their feminine energies, okay? What was going on with her in the recent past? Tower moment, scorpionic energy, tower moment, shock, surprise, Uranus, Neptune. No, that's Uranus energy. Uranus is in your fifth house, and that's what we're getting ready to come into. So that's the next reading I'm getting ready to do. And these are already kind of tying together. Okay, so some sort of shocking news could come from a fire sign, or did in the past come from a fire sign. An explosive argument. It took two people and threw them off their pedestal for sure. What was that tower moment? We're not going to let it slide. What was that tower moment about? We need to know, Spirit. What was that tower moment about? Ooh. Sorry, I have the front door open. I'm paying attention to see if anybody comes in the room. Gemini energy, air, Aquarius energy here. This is cheating. This is somebody got caught cheating. Now, she could become the other woman in the negative connotation. Tower card means no to the other woman in the recent past, because the Seven of Swords says is a cheater here. And with the Lover's cards, I'm sorry, I should cover up their genitals. The Lover's card is there's a choice that needs to be made here concerning love. Sorry, they don't like us showing all the nudes anymore on TV here. But yeah, you had to make a judgment call because there was a situation in the past of deception, just deception. If it wasn't sexual cheating, it's deception, but there's two naked people here, so it looks like sex to me. And we're getting ready to move into that fifth house of sex here in a minute. So what's the incoming energies? What's coming in for Taurus? What's coming in for Taurus? Ooh, there's that Ace of Cups back again. Something from the past is coming into your future. So you could have someone from your past, like a childhood romance, spring back up again, or you're just ready to step into more self-love. Okay? That's all that is. But for some of you, I did see that you could be returning to a childhood sweetheart. And I just think that's the cutest thing ever. Okay, so that's what's coming in for you is new love is coming in for you. New love, a new perspective on love. Okay, it's been a challenging reading there in the home for you guys. I think you've done left some things behind. So let's move into your fifth house, and then we're going to wrap this reading up. I might pull you an oracle card or two. I'll think about it. I'll see what I have up here. I have decks at two locations. I have two recording studios. So there's the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands. There's a message coming in that the wheel is turning. Does have to do with karma and destiny. We talked about that as well. This is your fifth house, and you had Uranus and Venus there. So Uranus is the lightning fast energy. It's unpredictable. It's disruptive. We just saw the destruction a minute ago in the fourth house in your home with this mother figure, or in your emotions. Your foundation was shaken. It was just knocked. Somebody's foundation was completely knocked off. And just on a side note, I am in Springtown, Texas, to be completely honest with you. And Saturday we had a tornado that destroyed a lot of homes around here. That tower card's kind of making me feel like that too, because that just happened. And then we had another tornado that came through, was an E3 tornado in our neighboring town. And then we had a couple other tornadoes up north. So they were all around us. And we had one that was like inches, like, oh, I don't say inches. I want to say across the street, and we were standing outside watching the storm, and it was hailing and it was raining, and apparently there was a tornado wrapped tornado right across the street, but we didn't even get a piece of damage, but others, there's a clear path of destruction. So there's sudden surprise things that can happen like that, and concerning water with it being Uranus, and that's what's going on right now, isn't it? So again, this has got to do with you fostering your true authentic self. Okay, so and then we have it here with Venus, which is lovely because that's the love, beauty, money, pleasure, energy, how we attract and value harmony, sensuality, respect, mutual respect, appreciation for each other's, appreciation for the finer things in life, appreciation for stability. Excuse me, I did not mean to burp. Okay, so here's the builder, Bob the Builder. Fifth house. Fifth house. Romance, creativity, and joy. So you could be building some creative project. You could be working with counselors. You could be doing any of those kinds of things. You could be building with children. You could be building a new investment. Okay, this is someone building a structure. So you're in the builder phase. Card number 3, it's a collaboration card. Okay, so get creative. You have, now that the towers came through, if you did lose your entire foundation, you can rebuild it exactly the way that you want to. So that old world is past. The old world is past and the new world is coming in at this time. And they're saying your foundation's been swiped. Let's build something new. What is the crossing energies of the 3 of Pentacles in in the fifth house, please? What are they working here? What is the helping or hindering energies? What is either helping or hindering this 3 of Pentacles, please? Or the Taurians. Thank you. Leo energy, the strength card. Watch your health. It's the card of resisting temptation to maybe overindulge, do too much, take good care of your health, use good restraint, tame the beast inside. Uh, Whatever you're building, it needs to be built. It's Leo energy, so it's good. It's in the fifth house. It's good. But Leos have two sides. They have the sun card and they have the strength card. The Sun card being the happiest card in the deck, the best one you can get, and the Strength card, which is the only card that trumps the Devil. The Devil card is toxic energies or codependencies, addictions, whatever. It's the only card in the tarot that is able to resist temptation. So you might be asked to resist temptation on be careful who you build with is what I'm kind of feeling like. Maybe you want to hold yourself back just a little bit from building too soon or too fast. Or take a look at who you're building with and make sure that's who you want to build with. What's in your foundation? What's driving this? Oh yeah, your heartbreak. You don't want to rebuild again on a heartbreak. There's still some healing that needs to be done for you, Taurus. And so they're asking you to have some self-restraint on whatever you're trying to build at this time. Interesting. So with that Venus energy, you'll be feeling like, you want to beautify the home, but then they're saying hold back. I wonder why they're saying hold back. Well, let's get the reading out. What's in your headspace? It might just reveal itself. What's in your headspace? Seven of Pentacles. Yes, this is the card of investments. How we attract and value money. It can also be looking at past mistakes. You got to look at these investments a little better because there's been some failed investments. There's been some wasted time in the past. There's been things that you've built that got blown up and you don't want that to happen again. So, interesting. Yeah. What happened in the recent past? 10 of Wands. That's a lot of sticks, y'all. You're trying to carry on too much. You're trying to carry too much burden. When you get to the 10, it actually means a 1. So it's a new cycle's already ended and you've dropped a burden is basically what that means. Um, in your recent past. So that's good. That's really good. That's why they're saying don't get burnt out. You don't want to, because we're in the year of the fire horse, by the way, if you didn't know that, just in case you didn't know. I've got this cool little calendar I'm working with here. It's the Chinese year of the fire horse. And it's fast forward movement. So we're jumping through obstacles. We're going the distance. It feels like wild horses could just carry me away. Wild horses couldn't tear me away. Something like that, whatever. And wild horses are difficult to tame as well. So something you were building before, this is at the heart of the reading, in your fifth house, could have been something creative, turned out to be a heartbreak. For me, that would be, for my example, I would say I used to have a creative project with a band. I really enjoyed performing, but there was too much drama and I invested a lot of my time, energy, and effort only to receive a heartbreak and it became a burden. Okay, that's just an example. That's how I feel about my situation. But how does this resonate for you? Whatever you've been building, hold back. All right. Remember that burden. Don't forget. They want you to remember. Don't forget the past and the burdens. They don't want you to take it on again. So we're going to wrap up your reading. How's this end? What's coming in for your future? The near future. We have King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And remember, you got a bunch of planets in Gemini right now. This is having structure, telling the truth, using the higher mind. This can be being planning things out, very, intelligent conversations. You know, um, you're not ignorant. You're not stupid. You see clearly exactly the truth and where to go forward. So what is this? You could have an air sign masculine coming towards you as well, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But let's ask about him real quick before we close your reading. What's going on with this King of Swords, please? 9 of Cups. He's a wish fulfillment. Look at that. He knows what he wants. He communicates clearly what he wants. Third house. He's disciplined. He's structured. Remember? He likes communication. He likes networking. He likes to take short trips. He loves to learn. So it looks like you're going to get your wish fulfillment, and that is going to be different for everybody, but it's going to require logic. Okay? Communication using the higher mind. Now, As we close your reading, I guess we are going to end up at 45 minutes. So I'll be curious how many of my folks will listen to this reading, because I find sometimes when they're really long, they don't get watched, but I don't care. You guys, I have 50 followers maybe. I used to have many more. I keep shutting my channel down because, well, I had some things going on in my home at the time and I just couldn't do it. So I let that dream go. But I feel like I learned that um, anybody can. I listened to a tarot reader today, and I do listen to other readers, and I do hire other people to read for me. We're going to do one from the Shaman's Oracle. The Shaman's Dream Oracle. I forgot I'd already pulled these out for you. And I forgot what I was saying. Ooh, Dream Thief. Dream Thief. Refusal of the call at the bottom of the deck. That is a 13, which equals to a 4, which has got to do with your foundation. Dream Thief. Refusal of the call. So someone might have refused their call to be a proper parent to you, like we talked about that, or someone doesn't want to take responsibility. But let's just a shuffle for Taurus, and then we're going to close your reading. All right, just 3 shuffles. Not going to cut the deck. They tell me I don't have to do that anymore. That's an Aleister Crowley occult thing. You don't have to do that, you guys. All right, Spirit of the River. Movement towards adventure. 50. Okay, it's that Chiron return. Spirit of the River. Movement towards adventure. It's water. It means going with the flow, but also be willing to take an adventure. Okay? 50. 5. You got those 5s earlier, change through conflict. Now they're asking you just to go with the flow. Don't try to force it, because you're ready for change, but it had to come through that conflict. So just throw yourself in the river, throw yourself in the water, be like water. Bruce Lee says, be like water at this time. And there is movement towards an adventure. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool's Embrace. And you did pull the Fool card. You're in your mind, you're like, I just don't want anything to do with my toxic family anymore, maybe, or the situation in the home. I'm done with it. And yeah, it hurts. And it's scary sometimes when, it's a 22, which is a 4 again. It's got to do with your foundation. It's scary to rebuild again. It's scary to start over. But the Fool's Embrace here is saying that you can do it. Spirit's got your back. Mwah. Thank you for being here, Taurus. I hope this has helped. It was fun and entertaining. Um, and remember, these are for entertainment purposes. And until next time, God bless.